them, but I can't get away from them. They're everywhere, in my face.
Look, Kyle, we just kind of don't care about some dumb prince and his...
The deal. What was supposed to be Meghan Markle's big comeback moment just backfired hard. Picture this, a slow-motion pregnancy reveal, all pastel lighting, and perfectly cradled bump. She probably thought it was going to scream empowerment. Instead, South Park turned it into one giant punchline on national TV again. They didn't just roast her, they went all in. Sources say Meghan totally lost it after clips started floating around from South Park's new DEI special. And when she saw her cartoon double twerking in a hospital gown while Cartman Kennedy yelled for more feminist lighting, that was the last straw. People close to her say she looked like she'd seen a ghost. Except the ghost was her own brand, getting dragged straight into meme hell.
Just have to find a way to make £50 billion on our own.
I have an audition.
Talk about this takedown. South Park didn't hold back. They went full scorched earth. After Meghan's empowerment pregnancy video went viral for all the wrong reasons, Trey Parker and Matt Stone dropped an entire episode to shred it apart. And it was brutal. That video of hers, it looked more like a parody from the start. Floppy bump, slow-mo hair flips, choreographed twerks, and not a drop of authenticity in sight. She probably wanted to come off as strong and relatable. But what people saw was something so over the top, it made even Kardashian content look subtle. Instead of inspiring moms, she sparked chaos. Social media went wild. Memes exploded. TikTok turned her hospital dance into a horror trailer remix. Twitter renamed her moment Royal Twerk Fail. Not exactly the reaction she planned. Behind the scenes, the damage control was even messier. Rumors started flying that A24 had been flirting with a Meghan documentary, but hit the brakes after this whole mess, because even they didn't want to be tied to something this cringe. Over at Paramount, executives were supposedly ducking behind their monitors, hoping no one noticed their logo in the credits. And really, who can blame them? In 2025, if your vibe isn't authentic, the internet smells it instantly. Meghan's whole production had more lights, camera angles, and crew than a Marvel movie. If the goal was raw emotion, why did it look like a Super Bowl halftime ad?
Hey.
Did you know it's cold in there?
Yeah.
Must be an American thing.
It's not.
But wait, watch this. Amazing, right? This might be the smallest palace I've ever been.
We have to get jobs. I have to start auditioning again.
You were on the very famous show Suits. More popular in the States than even Friends, you told us.
Yeah.
Look, I love you and I'm willing to do whatever I need to do in order to be with you, Meghan.
Well, I think it's important we do this ourselves, Harry, and not live off your family.
I agree. We'll just have to find a way to make £50 billion.
And let's be clear, South Park didn't just poke fun, they went for the jugular. This wasn't shade, this was a direct hit. The episode had animated Meghan and Harry standing in a spotlight, claiming they wanted privacy and normal lives, while clearly begging for attention. It was savage. The parody of her pregnancy reveal, it was full-on cinematic, packed with exaggerated lighting and fake takes that made Hollywood PR teams squirm. This wasn't just a sketch, it was a public undoing. Down. Meghan Markle didn't just post a video. She set up a whole moment. You know, lights, camera, belly bump, the works. But Trey Parker and Matt Stone, they turned that moment into a full-blown comedy missile. What audiences saw wasn't some soft-focus empowerment clip. It was a parody straight out of influencer cringe land. Overproduced, way too dramatic, and just screaming for mockery. And Meghan, according to her insiders, she didn't just roll her eyes, she was livid. The very clip she hoped would fix her image was now the centerpiece of a viral cartoon takedown. But the worst part? It wasn't even the sketch itself. It was everything that came after. As soon as the episode aired, Meghan's team hit full crisis mode. Phones were blowing up inside Montecito. Lawyers were on speed dial. PR folks started sweating. And meanwhile, over at Paramount, the executives were cracking up. Meghan started drafting multiple statements, trying to figure out how to get ahead of the chaos. Remember when she yelled, "We want privacy," louder than a Vegas jackpot? Well, now that clip had her animated twin twerking in a hospital gown, and it pushed her over the edge. Insiders described her pacing around her home office, clutching some girl boss mug, while everything around her unraveled. She didn't even find out about the sketch from a press release. Nope, someone at Paramount tipped her off, told her that the DEI special wasn't just throwing in a quick jab, it was coming straight for her. The whole thing was built around her viral pregnancy video. Cartoon Meghan, fake bump and all, spotlighted while Cartman screamed, "Capture the pain!" It was ridiculous. It was targeted, and it was definitely her. And let's be real, Meghan's whole brand is about control. From camera angles to captions, she's all about managing the message. But South Park, they don't play by those rules. These are the guys who went after Scientology and made Kanye cry. Meghan sending a cease and desist? That's just Tuesday for Trey and Matt. In fact, studio insiders say South Park's legal team didn't even blink. One executive even joked that the more upset she got, the better the marketing wrote itself. And they weren't kidding. The moment that legal letter leaked, boom, Paramount's marketing kicked into high gear. They dropped teaser clips, including a fake PSA about respecting satirical birth plans. It was brutal. Meanwhile, Meghan's team scrambled. First came a draft op-ed about media attacks on motherhood. Then they tossed around a baby charity campaign to spin the headlines. And allegedly, someone even pitched another Oprah sit-down. But every move just made it worse. It was like stepping on one PR landmine after another. Her lawyers tried to warn her about the Streisand effect, how pushing back could make it all even louder. But by then, too late. Twitter was already drowning in memes, GIFs, and animated clips from cartoon Meghan doing her dramatic hospital hair flip. The hashtag, a royal twerk down, was trending. And inside her Montecito mansion, it was pure panic. Meghan reportedly begged her team to make it stop. But here's the kicker. How do you end a joke that only gets funnier when you try to shut it down? And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, South Park leveled up. While Meghan was debating her next move, Trey and Matt were already cooking a follow-up. Insiders say they greenlit a fake docu-style trailer mid-production. It showed cartoon Meghan doing endless takes of her bump reveal, while animated Harry, smoothie in hand, muttered, "Can we make the tears feel more organic?" This wasn't satire anymore. It was a direct roast of her entire PR strategy. And South Park wasn't mocking the playbook, they were the playbook.
Seriously, it's driving me crazy. I'm sick of hearing about them, but I can't get away from them. They're everywhere, in my face.
Look, Kyle, we just kind of don't care about some dumb prince and his stupid wife.
Meanwhile, over at Paramount, they weren't sweating, they were celebrating. Executives called a last-minute marketing meeting, not to pull the sketch, but to figure out how to spin the outrage. Someone reportedly wrote, "Leverage that letter on a whiteboard in red marker." That same day, teaser clips got approved. Influencers who used to hype Meghan's lavender drinks were now being offered screeners in exchange for authentic reactions. And yes, it worked. One lifestyle blogger even posted a side-by-side comparison of Meghan's real pregnancy video and the South Park spoof, with the caption, "Respectfully, they nailed it." Back in Montecito, Meghan's camp was in full-blown DEFCON Duchess mode. They floated a surprise podcast drop. Maybe a quiet brunch appearance. Nothing stuck. Every scroll, every share, every meme still led back to one thing, that twerking cartoon in a hospital gown. TikTok had already slowed it down, remixed it, and turned it into a dance trend. At this point, Meghan wasn't just losing the narrative, she was the narrative. And Harry, don't count on a royal save. He was in his own mess. Think late-night calls to London, palace aides stressing over more royal embarrassment, and reportedly warning him every second of that sketch will live forever. Meghan's brand was burning, and Harry, he was holding the match. While Meghan's team panicked over cartoon choreography, Harry was spiraling too, but quietly. Sources said his daily jogs around Montecito were getting longer. He was zoning out to mindfulness podcasts and dodging paparazzi like it was 2016. Why? Because he knew what was coming, and so did the palace. A senior aide had already warned him, "You appear in this episode, and it's not flattering." Cartoon Harry wasn't evil, he was awkward. A clueless co-director, clipboard in hand, shouting stage directions during Meghan's fake reveal. And the accent? Pain, just mockery. It was character assassination via cringe. He was the type of guy who says feminist energy while adjusting a ring light. According to leaked storyboards, there's even a scene where he drops a boom mic into a fake placenta and yells, "We're losing light!" For Harry, this wasn't just another tabloid moment, it was a full-blown cringe explosion. All that carefully rebranding with Invictus games and trauma panels, blown up by a cartoon. One of his oldest military friends allegedly summed it up best. If Harry reacts, he proves the parody. If he stays quiet, he is the joke. Total no-win. Back in Montecito, the house was split. One side said, "Stay quiet, write it out," and had a children's literacy event lined up to change the subject. The other side wanted to go all in, op-eds, talk shows, maybe even a Defend Motherhood campaign. But truth is, they were stuck. Every time Meghan got near a mic, South Park's writers were already opening Final Cut. Every sigh, every strategy became material.
I don't care. Don't care.
The magazine covers.
We'll just see how he deals with my...
Oh, this is actually really clever. Oh, this is actually really clever. He's in his house, and he's having his privacy invaded. Yeah, and he's invading his own privacy with intimate details. It's actually really clever.
Then came the twist no one saw coming. In the middle of a Zoom call with her PR team, Meghan reportedly asked, "What if we embrace the parody? Not laugh at it, more like spin it into something empowering, maybe a TikTok response. A reframe, take back control." The whole call froze. Everyone knew if she touched it, even with sparkles and spin, it would only fuel the fire. The sketch would blow up even more. And then, it did. A 45-second clip leaked online. Not the full episode, just enough to set the internet on fire. It first hit Reddit, low quality, probably from someone's phone during a test screening, but it didn't matter. Animated Meghan appeared in a pastel hospital gown, cradling a cartoonishly fake bump, while Cartman Kennedy screamed, "Give us the truth, give us the trauma, give us feminism." The internet went wild. Within a day, #RespectOurParody was trending higher than the NBA Finals. TikTok and YouTube flooded with reaction videos. Even people who barely knew who Meghan was suddenly had hot takes on her performance art pregnancy. Influencers who once hyped her brand, now they were laughing through side-by-sides, comparing the lighting between Meghan's original video and South Park's spoof. That twerk scene, it became full-on meme format. Fashion pages even jumped in, posting, "Hospital gown, but make it royal edits." Meghan's team tried reporting the clips for copyright. But surprise, it's parody, and parody is protected. That's when reality sank in. They couldn't end the sketch. They couldn't bury it either. It was everywhere. In memes, thumbnails, even on wellness blogs, where influencers laughed just carefully enough to avoid looking mean. Every time Meghan even hinted at a response, even something vague like, "We must protect mothers in media," the parody only blew up more. It was like swatting a fly with a flamethrower, messy, loud, and guaranteed to backfire. And the media? Totally silent. Insiders say some UK columnists were offered exclusive angles to help spin the story, maybe twist it into a body-shaming issue. But the editors passed. One allegedly said, "It's funnier this way." Ouch. Meanwhile, Meghan's drafts folder was overflowing. Letters, essays, and even a possible podcast episode with a title like Owning the Narrative. But every option felt like a trap, because South Park didn't just mock her moment, they roasted her whole method. By now, it wasn't just a PR issue, it was a full-on brand identity crisis. That's what had her team panicking. Meghan had spent years building a polished image, authentic storytelling, empowerment, moody black and white photos. But the internet wasn't seeing a powerful mom anymore. They were seeing a cartoon Meghan doing the Dougie while animated Harry struggled with a ring light. And once the mask slips like that, you can't put it back on. Even investors were rattled. A pitch for her next quiet wellness product, something like essential oils with affirmations, stalled fast. Partners started asking tough questions. Is Meghan really unshakable or just extra sensitive? One former PR executive reportedly said, if a cartoon sketch can break your brand, how strong was it to begin with?
Look at this town.
And that Spotify deal? Rumor is the numbers weren't the only issue. It was the drama. Meghan was just too loud for the brand. Then there was the charity pivot, a surprise baby-themed event meant to drown out the episode. But even that got iced. Planners were scared South Park would spoof the event itself. Word was Trey and Matt had already storyboarded a scene with Cartman in a charity t-shirt yelling, "Motherhood is monetizable." Her team debated canceling the whole thing. One insider put it best. At this point, even silence is risky, but anything is louder. That's just content for the next episode. And then Meghan made the most on-brand move possible. She reportedly asked her team to explore a narrative reclamation strategy. Translation, maybe it was time to post something deep and artsy. A Maya Angelou quote, a soft focus video of her reading to kids, something poetic, elegant, and calculated. But even her team knew, it's not 2019 anymore. That trick won't land now. Not when TikTok's stitching her soft focus clips next to Cartman screaming, "Give me more twerk angles." Meghan isn't just in damage control, she's stuck in a satire loop that keeps getting louder. Her team thought they could contain the blast. Instead, it exploded. The parody didn't just trend, it spread like wildfire. Meme pages, gossip blogs, even wellness influencers who once called Meghan the new Diana jumped in. One even joked that Cartman showed more raw emotion than Meghan's entire podcast. And honestly, they weren't wrong. As a duchess or a media force, they were reviewing her like a Netflix show. How many rewatches? Is it better than the Oprah interview? Did she direct the twerk scene? These were real questions, and her PR team had no clue how to answer. Inside the South Park team, the episode had a nickname, Operation Pillowgate. Every frame was carefully built, jokes sharpened, hair flips exaggerated for max recognition. The fake baby bump, designed to jiggle just a little too much. The hospital gown, a perfect copy of Meghan's real video. And Cartman yelling, "We're not birthing a baby, we're birthing a brand." That line was living rent-free in meme land. And South Park, they're just getting started. Paramount reportedly doubled the promo budget. Influencer screeners rolled out. There was even buzz about a limited edition merch. Cartman holding a clapboard that says, "Empowerment Take 97." This isn't just a roast, it's a full-blown cultural moment. And if Meghan fumbles again, it could be a brand extinction level event. Insiders say she knows it. Word is she's combing through old interviews and captions, looking for anything that could be used in the next sketch. Her team is in full-on Trey watch mode. Every word, every move is a possible punchline. And Harry? He's just stuck, like an extra in someone else's comedy show. Sources say he tried to float a compromise, something vague about supporting satire, but pushing back on misogyny. But Meghan's inner circle shut it down. Too soft, too messy, too easy to twist into another meme. That's how Harry's apparently jogging through Montecito, blasting meditation podcasts, while the internet laughs at his cartoon self yelling stage directions. Meghan's crown might be slipping, but Harry's clipboard, that's already legendary meme material. This is where we are. No palace gates, just a full-blown cartoon crisis. Meghan Markle, once the queen of curated empowerment, is now stuck in a never-ending satire spiral. And here's the part her team doesn't want to admit. The episode hit. It didn't just joke, it wrecked the brand. South Park didn't mock Meghan the mom or Meghan the wife. They went for Meghan the brand, the polished image she spent years perfecting. And they took it down with a fake bump, a clipboard, and a hospital twerk. And the worst part? It worked. Every panicked email, every legal threat, every leaked statement, it all added fuel. The episode didn't just air, it exploded. TikTok flooded with Empowerment Take 97 clips. Twitter quoted Cartman like a life coach. Even Etsy jumped in, selling tote bags that said, "We want privacy, but make it viral." Writing drafts, stressing over every sentence, even wondering if using dignity sounds too defensive. But honestly, the damage is already done. Meanwhile, South Park's team is reportedly cooking up the next bit. Insiders say it features Meghan building a crisis PR team in a yoga studio while Harry Googles how to look calm under pressure. Paramount's loving it. They're tracking the numbers in real time, and every time Meghan's name trends, views shoot up. At this point, even her silence is making them money. She's stuck in a viral loop she can't control anymore, and that's the kicker. These days, the worst thing isn't being roasted, it's being easy to roast. After all the quotes, all the image control, all the soft focus montages, one cartoon pulled the curtain back. Now what's left? A royal brand scrambling to prove it's still got something real underneath the polish. So what do you guys think? Should Meghan respond with a carefully written statement? Or should she just go dark and let the memes die out on their own? Did South Park go too far? Or was this exactly the takedown the internet was waiting for? Well, the story may not be over yet, so drop your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more spicy updates and British royal tea.